This is my full vision for season 2 of HBO's Harry Potter series, and today it's the Chamber of Secrets. I'm breaking down each season, episode by episode, with what I think should be in each of the new HBO series. You've been enjoying these, so thank you very much for all your feedback and liking and subscribing to the channel. It's really helpful. And today I'm going to be showing you exactly what I think should be in the new HBO Harry Potter series for season 2, episode 1. So today we're kicking off with episode 1, a story of warnings, a glimpse of danger. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek into my favourite sequence, the Flying Ford Anglia rescue. If HBO does this scene right, it won't just be a magical spectacle, it will be a deeply emotional moment that sets the stage for the entire season. Stick with me because we're going to unpack every beat, every scene and every choice I would include in this adaptation. So what I will be doing is I'll go through what I picture from the books and the movie, my favourite kind of scene moments, and then I'll tell you how those were going about, and then I'll give you my vision of what I think they should do in HBO. So I really appreciate you being here with me, and I'm hoping that we have the same ideas of what we want to see. If not, you can let me know in the comments how you would like it to go differently. So with Privet Drive, it's important to show the isolation that Harry's going through. So the scene opens up with Harry powerless, trapped in the books. Rowling emphasises the cold cruelty of the Dursleys. So there's no warmth, there's no letters, no magical communication. So he's kind of struck away from all of that. And it seems like every day is monotony and like quiet suffering by Harry. And it kind of thinks about Harry making like the mundane things interesting in his life, like staring out the window at the street lamps, listening to the occasional owl, or even trying to talk to Hedwig to pass the time. I remember even Hedwig is trapped in his cage, so kind of symbolizing Harry's own imprisonment. And in the movie version of this, they show a lot of this, but it's like they quickly move on from it. It's very visual and quick. I think in the new series, HBO has this moment to make us feel more of what Harry's going in. So maybe linger in this moment, expand it out a little bit, like show the quiet room, show scenes of like just a clock ticking, an empty room, and like faint shadows maybe passing by the window, just symbolizing the difference the mundane Muggle world has versus the magical world that he's already been accustomed to in season 1 that we looked at. And this will kind of give us an element of this is the moment, but Harry's picturing in his mind what it could be like, the magic he yearns for. So I'm touching already on there of what I would like that vision to be. So I feel like HBO can and should show more of the isolation for Harry. We should hear like the noises from the Dursleys arguing downstairs, maybe show visual elements of like the burnt pudding, the sounds coming from downstairs, but at the same time Harry's in his upstairs quiet room, isolated, locked away, basically counting down the days until he can return to Hogwarts. This can build suspense when he finally does return to Hogwarts, and I feel like that would be a nice element towards this starting scene. And then, as if by magic, Dobby appears, and we've got this element of Dobby being a comical character, like very theatrical, very hysteric, and he's like kind of not really, I didn't take him seriously. It was more like, oh yeah, look, he's like a bit of a cartoon character, knocking over books and furniture and kind of punishing himself before he can explain why or what he's doing there and who he belongs to. So the scene is comical in its overall appearance, but it kind of hides the true fact and the core element of the scene, that there's danger. Harry is going to be in a lot of danger if he goes back to Hogwarts, and Dobby's trying to help by giving him the warning. So I feel like we can play a little bit more on this and maybe make the moment he tells Harry not to go back more of a serious, like dark scene, where he goes into like another type of voice to explain that I'm serious, and not like a joking voice. It should be more terrifying because only Dobby knows the danger that Harry cannot yet comprehend. The movie emphasizes Dobby's antics, like using that CGI kind of stuff, but making him very cartoonish. I don't know if they gave the emotional depth to it that they could have, And now we know in HBO's new series, they're not really looking to do a lot of intense CGI. So they may be using puppets and animatronics and things. So it'll be interesting to see how they can use that to play into Dobby's more serious side on. So I think HBO should lean into the darker tone of this. I feel like they need to put more weight onto the famous lines when he says, Harry Potter must not go back to Hogwarts. I feel like they should land this like a curse, make it more intense, similar to that famous moment where Hagrid says, you're a wizard, Harry. You know, that same feeling you get? We want that same feeling returned here to let him know it's not comical, it's not a joke, it's serious. He will be in serious danger if he goes back to Hogwarts. And I feel like that's like a very important piece that we need a little bit more of oomph on with the new series. Because I feel like this is the first real moment that lets the audience and Harry know Hogwarts is not a safe place. There is danger there. So maybe change the dynamics of that scene, have a little more eerie music in the background, darker vibes. It almost goes into like a shadow-like thing while Dobby is speaking, just to pull us in as the audience. So there's a lot there they could play with. So after Dobby's warning, we get the scene where the Dursleys are downstairs and Dobby's using a different tactic to try and make Harry listen to him with the cake hovering. The pudding, the locked doors, the barred windows, all of that's detailed in the books, but in the movie it kind of really glosses over that. I think there's a lot more we could do here. I think this scene is crucial. It kind of sets out that Harry's powerless in the Muggle world, so he's kind of held back by all these Muggle barriers, whereas in a magical world he could have done something to do something differently. Then comes the high point, the sequence I was teasing at the start of this episode, the Weasleys' daring rescue in the magical flying car. An amazing scene that's historic. It's got the Weasleys in there. It's got the boys, the lads coming to rescue their friend Harry. So in the book, it's detailed. The twins pull up alongside the window. It's emotional. It's humorous. And it's kind of giving us that shouting instructions at the bars, ripping the bars off. And it's kind of like chaotic. But I feel like the CGI is spectacular in the movie. Kind of loses that weight, the emotional weight of like Harry's being rescued by his friends. It's like an important thing. They can give this a lot more to bring it in line with the books, I think. Because when you read the books, you're in the moment. This is also an important scene showing that Harry is wanted. He's got people who are willing to come and rescue him. So it's important to linger in this scene for a moment, maybe show some face reactions during this period. And as they're flying away in the car, maybe a back shot showing empty Privet Drive and the emotional, hard threats that are yet to come. So once they've rescued him, we then arrive at the Burrow, and I feel like in the book we get lots of detailed information about like all the little magical things in the Burrow, the clock, the knitting, and I feel like we need to linger in this moment a little bit more in the movie series, because I feel like there's more there that we can look at and play at. The Burrow is almost Harry's new home. It needs to be immersive. We need to spend a little bit more time in there, especially in the scene, to set the expectations of like a cozy place. There's a family there. It's chaotic, but a nice chaotic. Maybe if the Harry Potter series for the new episodes is longer, we get to see the gnome invasion, a little bit more about Arthur fussing over the wires, and like the homely feel, because it helps us understand that Harry's fighting later in Hogwarts for this moment. He didn't have it in Privet Drive, but he's got this moment where it's like a family, a feel of belonging somewhere, and the Burrow brings that to him in bucket loads. So there you have it, episode 1 of season 2. It's about contrast, isolation versus belonging, warnings, safety, fear, Dobby's chilling prophecy, and the daring rescue that takes place, taking Harry to his new homely location. All of this sets an emotional stage for this season, and this is my vision for what HBO should convey in this episode. More emotional depth, more tension, more atmosphere. There's more emotional stakes involved there that were not fully covered in the movie, which the book included. And I feel like they can convey this on their own if they do a good series here. Next episode, we're going to be heading back to Hogwarts, where the Whomping Willow, first year classes, and the first whispers of the Chamber of 8. I am also on X, sharing a lot of my theories and photos. You can check me out on @Wondatell. If you're liking what I'm doing, please drop a like in the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps let me know that you're enjoying these and I'll do more of them. I'll see you over there.